Good morning, Nuggets. It is your favorite TT from Divine Me 1111 Spiritual Guidance. I hope you all are doing well. I hope everyone has gotten the rest that they needed overnight and you wake up with peace this morning. Um, if you need to get in contact with me, the information is down in the description box. So okay. It's very, very quiet, but it's still kind of loud because I've got stuff going. So let me turn some stuff off and bring it down for me. Okay. Um, I'm not really 100% sure where this TT talk is going, so let's wing it. um, I have been hearing and kind of been in this mode of releasing and clearing, like we all have. Okay, I must be on the right path because it was 111 right there. Releasing and clearing and being the best version of myself that I know and am capable of being. And hopefully that has been, the focus for all of us. But here recently I have come into some really hurtful understandings about what's going on around me. Please excuse that. That is my my hot water heater. Anywho, um, and that whole thing of it breaks your heart, but it clears your mind and gives you understanding. It does. It is very heartbreaking to come into some realizations about situations that you weren't really like. You're like, why is this situation happening? What is it that I've done to put myself in this situation that's so hurtful and so painful when that's not the energy that I've given out? Well, as of course you all know, I believe that everything happens for a reason, and the thing is being in a state of mind where you say, okay, why is this happening? What is this here to guide me into or guide me away from? And when you finally come into the understanding of that, yeah, it does break your heart. It does break your heart, but it fixes your vision and it makes you understand yourself. It makes you understand yourself, and it makes you see that it was not really meant to hurt. It was meant to help. It was meant to guide you in the right direction to get on the path for you, the path for yourself. And it's very it's humbling in that it's like, okay, so what I was doing, I wasn't on my path. This person that is in my life brought that to my attention because I wasn't on my path, or this situation was brought to my attention so that I can understand that I am not the only one here with a purpose. Other people have a purpose as well. So if be that, whatever it is that they're doing, or what have you, it is all here to kind of ping pong you into the direction of your goal, and the goal that is for your life, but it is, your determination that gets you there, your understanding that gets you there. And those are some things that I'm learning, and I'm hoping that I am conveying that in a manner that is helpful for others. I used to, do a lot of blaming, when in actuality it's not about the blaming at all. It's about taking responsibility for your own actions and being accountable for yourself, and understanding that no matter the situation, it is your responsibility to govern yourself accordingly. That is my biggest biggest saying. Of course, I got that from I was teaching, and I was teaching 3, 4, and 5 year olds, teaching preschool, and during an evaluation, I told the child that he should mind his own business and let his friend or the other child or whatever do what it is that they're doing. And I said it in that tone of voice. I delivered it in that manner. But I was later told that you shouldn't tell children to mind their business. So, thusly, we are governing ourselves accordingly. Okay? And that, expanding their vocabulary and directing them to be in charge of themselves. What the little girl say that was in the car, it's viral on the internet. The little baby was sitting in her car seat. Dad said, "Well, can I help you?" She said, "No, I got it." She said, "Well, what do you need me to do?" He said to the little girl, "What do you need me to do?" She said, "Worry about yourself." And I said, "Well, hey, from the mouths of babes, the truth will be spoken." So it's as much as I have always wanted to make people feel included, make people feel safe as a reader, as an empath, as a person that is very, very observant and picks up on emotions. I've always been that person that wanted to make sure that no one felt left out, that no one felt excluded. And a lot of the times I compromised my own integrity, compromised myself, but it was in the name of everybody feeling like they belonged. And in doing that, I did not realize that I was also inviting that energy onto myself, taking on other people's energy of them needing to be more independent of themselves and not assuming that they wanted to, be included. That was me placing onto other people my shortcoming of wanting to be included and not be excluded. So I am learning those kinds of things about myself and learning that um, I was overstepping my bounds. Um, Also coming into the understanding that being called bossy when you take initiative is from other people's perspective. And I had to learn that other people have a perspective as well, and it's not just about me and my understanding and my intention. So it's been a lot of realizations about myself and um, knowing that I need to just allow people their karma, allow people their lessons, just as I have needed to be responsible for my own. And um, now, don't get me wrong, there are some things and people that do things just to do things out of malice and out of hurt, and um, they truly do mean you harm. And when that is the case, you have to address that accordingly as well. Um, but there are some people that act and do things that are orchestrated by divine for your highest good, and you have to I am learning that I have to see those things as they are. Yes, I have to be understanding. I have to be understanding. But I also have to make sure that I am learning from the situation so that I'm not on a fucking hamster wheel learning a lesson, which I have been for the last couple of years because I refused to use my voice. I refused to speak up because I was trying to quote unquote keep the peace, and you all know how I feel about that now. Keeping the peace, but whose peace am I keeping if I am being quiet and something is bothering me? So it's not about keeping the peace for other people. It is about holding on to what is peaceful for me and allowing that person to deal with what they have brought upon the both of us equally. That balance of we will share the responsibility in this situation, in that I will take responsibility for my actions and how I react or respond in this situation, and I will also be sure to allow you to take responsibility for your part of the situation. And realizing that it's not a bad thing to apologize, it's not a bad thing to be wrong. And there's really no such thing as right or wrong. It is dealing with the information that you have of the situation at the time. Confirmation there. There are a lot of things that have come to my realization, and the thing is a lot of my lessons, I'm not sure about how you all go about your daily in the world, but a lot of my lessons and realizations have come with interactions with family and um, having to learn to unlearn um, behaviors that um, kept the peace when it was not truly a peaceful situation. And God has allowed things to happen between certain family members and myself um, that have awakened my awareness of how I'm showing up in the situations and in the relationship. And it's jarring. It's, again, humbling, but it's also been a great teacher in um, building my strength, building my character, of coming out of that Disney movie uh, whimsy of, you know, the damsel in distress and all that stuff. And for some reason, we are told that fairy tales aren't real. However, we have and hold the expectation of a savior and someone coming to rescue us from the perils that are our lives. And the thing is we have been given that power for ourselves. We have been given that power to save ourselves, but we still hold that Disney mentality of someone coming to save you when in actuality that someone is you. And I am releasing that, but yet in the same token, we're also told and coming to the understanding, especially as females, that, you know, a man needs to feel needed or what have you. And in order for a man to feel comfortable and safe and not feel intimidated, you have to, you know, in instances appear like you are not sufficient within yourself to do things. And it's like, okay, either you want me to be a strong, capable, and independent person, or you want me to be this damsel in distress. There is no two. Now, this is just, bear with me. If I show myself to be independent and capable without having to ask for your assistance and your help, however, you know that this is something that you are capable of doing and swooping in and just doing it without being asked, that to me is balance. I may be wrong, but for myself, that is balance. Just in the instance of me personally, I don't believe in asking a man for money. I just don't. You know that there are things that need to be taken care of. I don't care if we're in a relationship or you live in your house and I live in mine. Does not matter. My thing is, as far as I'm concerned, and I think this, you know, for the collective, as far as I'm concerned, I should not have to ask you for something that you know, one, is needed, and two, would be appreciated, because it's not something that I had to do. For instance, this whole issue of paying bills. Now, they got to be done. In order for you to live, you have to be able to pay bills. You have to pay those bills in order for you to have lights, gas, water, phone, all that stuff. It has, car payments, gas in the car, all that stuff has to be done. So, these things come once a month. Why should I have to ask you? Why? I shouldn't have to. That's not something I should have to do. You as the partner, I'm not going to hold this to men and women. You as the partner know that these bills and these things come, as well as I know. Why should I have to ask you? That, to me, in my eyes, is a form of manipulation. So the things that are supposed to be done confuse the fuck out of me. But hey, that it's always that the game in relationships, and it does not matter what relationship it is, it's the dynamic between you and another person. I'm not gonna call her until she called me, or I don't talk to that person because they did so and so. Well, okay. Not just talking to y'all. This is stuff that I go through, so I have to. I'm sharing in order to, one, talk it out with myself, and also, two, to help somebody else raise their awareness. Being in those energies only creates more of that. And it becomes exhausting. And in all honesty, that in itself is also a form of witchcraft. It's manipulation. You're manipulating energy. You're manipulating emotions. You are using the information that you have. Please hear me on this. You are using the information that you have about a person or about the situation to get from that person what it is that you want. So if you are using your words and your thoughts to project or speak ill, that is witchcraft, good people. It's witchcraft. Doesn't matter. The thing is it's energy. It's energy. It does not matter what you call it. Words mean very, very little because people just say them. The word love has lost a whole lot of meaning because people say the word, but they don't follow the word up with action. So, I've come up with this realization that it is on me to, again, we're going to go back to that, govern myself accordingly and do what is most honorable and peaceful for myself. And that is what we are, especially those of us who are considered spiritual guides or light workers or leadership. We need to look at that because we also have that energy of manipulation. But how are you using that as an individual? How are you using your force of beingness in the world to in all of your connections and interactions? It's not your responsibility to take on people's bullshit. Let them have their own. But also understand that in interacting with different people, you learn to take responsibility for the communication that you put out, and take responsibility for how you allow people to conduct themselves in your life. Okay? So we're learning and releasing these next couple of days before the full moon. I want to say it's the 27th, I think. Be mindful of those energies. Of course, you know, people kind of getting their feels real heavy when it gets to the fullness of the moon. Govern yourselves accordingly. Love on yourselves. Truly love on yourselves. I'm not talking about, you know, that selfish, arrogant kind of thing. I'm talking about truly, truly loving on yourself in the manner that you wish to give love and in the manner that you wish to receive love. Do that for you, okay? Do that for yourself. And that's love. That's love. And then once you start to do that, it magnifies, because there's no other choice but for it to grow. Okay? So I'm going to leave that TT Talks there. I'm not even sure what I'm going to call this, but hopefully those of you who are empaths and light workers and in spiritual leadership can take something from that. Yes, be the kind, caring, and compassionate leader that you are, but also know your boundaries and know that it's okay for you to have them, and allow people to go to God and fix things for themselves. Be the mirror, be the hand, be the help, be the shepherd, but also exercise the same spirit of love that God exercises with us, and allow people to grow for themselves. Okay? So I hope that helps. I send you all love. I love you, love you, love you. I love you. I love you from my soul. Blessings in light. Take care.